Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Living Life Coaches, and we're going to talk about a very interesting topic today: five franchise ideas. And my expert on the other side, Venkat, and this time we're going to throw in some interesting numbers, some statistics, which will help you to get a better idea of what would be the best option for you to choose from. Venkat, hi.
Hey, Randy. Yeah, thanks. Actually, this episode is going to be kind of like interesting because it's like we are going to give you some ideas what kind of franchise would be useful for you. There are so many franchise, right? So if you go to there are sites like entrepreneur.com or franchisedata.com or franchisegator.com. There are so many sites, franchising.com. Like if you go there and try to look for what are the franchise ideas, there are thousands of them, right? So think about like as in a layman perspective, somebody never had never had idea like what kind of franchise to start, but they you wanted to do some kind of franchise. That's all your goal is for 2020, let's say, right? You have say a few $1,000 or maybe 10,000, 20,000, $30,000. There are different franchises fee involved, right? So all these things are kind of confusing. That's why for you guys, like what we did is like we picked and chose like five different franchises that you could actually start on your own, and it doesn't involve like too much of a cost. Like some of them actually involves some considerable amount of money, but not all of them that we are going to give you today, and that's going to help you to decide on your entrepreneurial journey that you're going to do it in 2020. So the main thing is the franchise. Why do we do franchise? Like it's already laid out. Everything is planned out, and they're going to train you. The company that doing this, it's going to train you, and it's going to give you all the equipments needed, all the support needed. They probably have websites for it, and they know how to market it, and they have a brand to it. There's so many things already laid out for you. Think about you mom and pop shops, right, in on the roadside, and they probably struggle a lot. Maybe it takes 3 4 years for them to get into making some money. But these things are franchise, or like you start and you start making money right away. And that's why it's really great to if you're planning to do some kind of business in 2020. Just think about these. Keep that in mind, and just try some of them that you are interested in. That we are going to share it with you today. So the
Right, yeah, like I said, so it's already a test system, right? Tested system. And instead of going for something entirely new, it's kind of, I mean, it's about, taking a risk, business, going for a business opportunity, going for some business, and build it from the ground up is always a risk. But if you already have a tested system, so definitely it gives you some kind of comfort level with, especially with the
exactly
Venkat. So
right.
do you want to start with the first option that you?
Right, definitely. Yeah, let's start with that right away without wasting any time. And the first one is Thai business. So the Thais, think about guys. Thai is the hard industry. It's a $28 billion U.S. market, just in U.S. alone, right? $28 billion a year. Think about it. So and $90 billion in the world market, Thais are like hard commodity,
Right.
and you probably have 50 toys in your in your room for each kid that you have. So just think about it, uh, right? So I'm today we are going to give you some kind of tips that don't go with the Thai general industry. It's a huge, right? So we just now we talked about, we saw the numbers. So like what we are going to do is like we are going to give you where you can focus on. There are like sensory toys, educational toys, learning interactive toys, and then there's some toys that gives you cognitive skills for the babies or kids or toddlers, a different age group of kids. There are like 75 million kids are in US alone. Think about it. 75 million kids. Every kid say 50 toys. That's like a huge billions of toys, right? So
Right.
this opportunity exists, but focus on something that is very narrow focus on some niche within the toy industry, within the toy category. There are I mentioned before, like, motor skills, some of the toys that improves the motor skills, learning activities and stuff like that. And if you want to do some research before you jump in, like, go to like Amazon.com, look for some keywords on the toys, and then you will see on the left side of it all the brands out there, or like different brands. Like, if or you might look into your kids room, right? You probably just look for the brand in there, and you might see like Leapfrog in there, Learning Express, or like a Fisher Price. There's so many Fisher Price branded toys out there. Those actually teaching the kids, and it's the things are evolving into, like, some of them now, like interactive toys, like when the kids talk, they talk back. Those toys are really hot. So focus on those niche toys. That's where more money will be there in the future. That's the idea that we are going to share with you today.
Yeah, I have a quick question. So what you mean is, before going into it, you can go to your kids' room and find out what brand it is. Is that what you
Exactly, right. There are like
type, like whether it's interactive,
yeah, some of the brands like
and
Leapfrog, you
then
probably see that. VTech, Leapfrog, Fisher Price, Learning Express,
right,
Playgrow. There are so many brands, but like, this is to understand, because if you really want to jump into toys category as a franchise owner, you need to know what's in the market out there. What's more demand? What kind of toys are people buying? All those things. So that's why I'm telling, like, go to the Amazon.com, look for some, research something, and get some data from there to understand it. And then there's like some of the famous franchise, like I mentioned before. Right now, go to that franchisedirect.com, franchisegator.com. We will have all these links in the description below this video. But these are the sites you can go and look for the toys. Like, select the toys category, and then you will see a bunch of those in there, and then it'll show you how much to invest on, right? And as a matter of fact, that Randy, you do the one of the the teddy bear, right?
right.
So
Yeah, it's
tell me about that.
right. Yeah, absolutely. So again, money is a problem, right? For anything, for you to make the first move, money is the first thing that comes to your head. So I used one of these websites that Venkat just shared with you, franchisedirect.com, and you can actually navigate. I mean, it's very self-explanatory. You can just find, what you have, what your bank account balance is, right? And what your credit score is, probably, if you're going to go for a loan. And you can navigate through the website, and you can find franchises below 10,000, franchises below 20,000, 30,000, 50,000. So I chose the one that I can afford by navigating it through. So Teddy Bear Mobile is a mobile business. You have a machine, you get fiber, and you have to get plush animal skins. You go to birthday parties, you go to daycares, and it's all kids focused, even adult too, but mainly kids focused. Teddy bear making, like a mobile teddy bear stuffing business. And so the important thing is, if you're going for a franchise like Teddy Bear Mobile or anything, Venkat, the best thing is to talk to your fellow operators. That's what I did. That's what I was advised. So again, it's a tested system. But again, you can easily be deceived by a lot of things. So make sure that you talk to the fellow operators so you can get an idea how they built it. and the type of training that they got, kind of hardships that they go through. So after that, you can kind of get a better estimate whether you should really invest on this business or not. Kids entertainment is never going to go down. I mean, unless there's something grave happens, kids entertainment is going to be there, just like fitness. Because of that, I think it's a great thing to invest on. Like I'm pretty sure you're going to share the other kinds of toy businesses, franchises too, like a Build-A-Bear, Mind Games, Teddy Bear Mobile, all those things. Also, I would suggest if they have a better business bureau, if they're registered, or if they have some persons in Better Business Bureau, just go through, if there are any complaints, if there are any good things, and 5-star, the number of reviews, all sorts of things. It's not just your bank balance that matters. It's not just your credit score that matters, but other people's experiences. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I own one of those Teddy Bear Mobile franchises, and it's not really home based, which Venkat and I always encourage in a home based passive income. This is mobile. All you need is a small car that you can put your stuff in, like the machine and the plush animals, and you can just drive around, and it's really easy. But the important thing I would suggest is do your research, due diligence, Better Business Bureau, talk to fellow operators, and make a good decision. And so yeah, that's a good one. Definitely.
Yeah, that's a great advice, Randy. Yeah, I think this is going to be useful for the viewers here. And again, like we are not recommending any kind of franchise here. We are just giving you ideas, like where you could invest on, like what are the industries that you could invest on. As a franchisee, right? That's what we are recommending today. And the next one, let's move on to the next one, is the vacation.
And can I ask a quick question on the whole thing? How do you recommend, if someone wants to go for toy business, or any other? I mean, other than I think you mentioned about a few websites.
Right.
So you you said Franchise Direct, and I think that's what I use.
FranchiseGator.com. They all give a very similar thing. The interface, user interface is, the front end is very similar looking. FranchiseOpportunities.com, or franchising.com. There's so many out there, but if you want to go with the toys, and then just look for where do you want to focus on. Do you, like, maybe you have a kid that that actually use some kind of sensory toys. Say that those toys actually help the kid to become very knowledgeable in a very small age, right? Younger, when they were so small. And so you have that passion in you that you need to help other kids other kids out there in the world, right? So that's, if you have that kind of that exactly you're going to focus on that, right? Then look for Learning Express. So Learning Express is the brand franchise that you could, like, it's more of a learning toys, or Leapfrog. Maybe if you can become a distributor of Leapfrog toys, right? So you need to contact the wholesaler of them, and kind of become a distributor of that. You don't reinvent the wheel. They already have those developed, all the marketing, and it's high demand toys. Everything is there. You're just being a broker out there, right? You're just between the company, the wholesaling company, and then the end user, right? You're just moving that tie from the wholesale to the end user, and getting that the difference as a commission to that's it depends on you guys. Like, if you wanted to focus on some area, you could do that. That's what I would suggest to do it, if you want to choose a specific one. Yep. So the next one is a vacation and travel. This one is so easy that most people with good communication skill, you don't need to even have a very good communication skill, just need to know how to communicate and talk to people. in English mostly. If you know Spanish, that's really good. English and Spanish. So what this is like, there are more than $1 trillion being spent in US alone for traveling, right? So
Traveling, yeah.
Americans travel a lot in the whole year. There are like, Thanksgiving time, it's totally crowded. I think several million people travel. And every Christmas time, every time, not only that, it's just they go for tourism, right? And like summer vacation, $100 billion being spent just on the summer vacation alone, right? Every year. So
Right.
think about, everybody wanted to go for a vacation, cruise, travel planning, all these things. Most of them they go to the online site, but believe it or not, but still people actually go to the travel agents. And there are some vacations, dream vacations, iTrip vacations. There are like those sites are out there. Those are like a franchise, right?
So franchise.
So they already have those infrastructure developed behind the scene. So they have website, they will give it to you, and they have like phone, everything is there. Like basically, you just need to apply for it, and also I think it's around $10,000, less than $10,000 as a franchise
Oh,
fee too, and also they give you a training for a week. So all these things are there. There are some companies in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's some of the famous ones, and it's actually home based. It's a low cost franchise, and it's like more of like a travel agent kind of thing. You can actually book. You get the commission. Let's say everything you book, you get maybe $50, something like that. How long you will be talking? Maybe 5 minutes with one customer. Maybe another customer takes 20 minutes, right? So it
right.
depends on the customer. So and on average, you're probably talking to customer maybe 10-15 minutes, let's say, right? So 10-15 minutes you make $50, and maybe you're doing something else. So even if it takes 1 hour, say 1 hour, you make $50. It's a good income. The more you
Yeah.
get, more money you will be making. Since it's a low cost franchise, like you could do it you as a side business. You don't have to do it as a full time. You can do it full time but make more money. Just be very
Right.
proactive and just hustle your way
Yeah.
out to get more customers, right? And there are
And
ways
that's
to
going to
do
be
it.
a separate episode itself. So how to hustle,
Right.
how to
Yeah,
get yourself involved with that full time. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
exactly. So should we move on to the next one?
So just to recap, Venkat, so dream vacation, iTrip vacations, low cost, home based. So all you have to do is, talk to those guys and then just do your due diligence and make a
Right.
move, right?
Right,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. You could book cruises. You can book for yourself. You get some discounts, right? So you get for
Yeah,
you
there you
can you
go.
can book for your friends and family. And you could post it in a Facebook group, so somebody else can, if you post it in a Facebook group with 10,000 people, and somebody's going to ask you,
Yeah,
to book it for you,
yeah.
for them,
And
right?
and the good thing is, so what I realized from doing Teddy Bear Mobile is, your kind of your area is specified by the franchise, but for something like Dream Vacation, Trip Vacations, so you're not necessarily confined to, okay, we are gonna book only people in this area, or are there
No,
any
yeah, nothing
restrictions
like
like
that.
that?
You're open to book like whole US. Like I think uh, based on the number of customers that you can get. Most people go to some specific Bahamas. They go to Bahamas,
Right.
maybe Mexico, right? So it's like there are some destinations. All those destinations, people will be asking you to book, and it's more of like your advertisement in the Facebook or Instagram or opening. Like you could do more business through that way, than just open your franchise, sit at home, and nothing is going to happen. Probably only your family and friends might contact you. So you
Yeah.
do have to advertise and do some, but you can take the name of Dream Vacation, right? So it's more a famous brand, and people will, like instead of having your own name to it, so it's a branded one. That's a good thing.
Yep.
So let's move on to the third one, which is kind of a little bit high end in the franchise fee, but think about it, guys. Like fast food industry, It's like growing. uh, Everybody knows that. Everybody wants to just go and grab a bite and then just go to do their work. And and 1/4 of the franchise in the US, all the franchises, all like fast food industry. So it's like, you probably know McDonald's, KFC, Dairy Queen, like Dunkin' Donuts, Pizza, Domino's, all those are franchise, but those are probably cost millions. Yeah, McDonald's like 1 to 2 millions. KFC is more than, I think, a million. Yes, almost all of the famous ones are more than a million, just to start, and then you will have other fees to it, other things to it. So there's so many that we are not recommending those to you guys. So to start with, like you could go with the lower end ones like Subway, Five Guys, or Dunkin' Donuts. We are not recommending them, but they are like in 100 to 200,000 range. So you only
Actually,
need that.
isn't that true that Subway, some of the, the initial cost, it could be even more than that, right? Depending on the location. Is that a true statement?
That's true. But like, yeah, if you, I think it's based on the good locations already chosen. Like Subway,
Yeah.
Subway has 50,000 subways in the entire world. So you probably can see Subway every street now in the US. So it's already chosen the hot locations, and that's also a bad thing for Subway. You probably seen a Netflix series on that. Subway is rise and down of Subway. Like, it was really hot 10 years ago, but now it's kind of going down. But it's just coming back up, and those news actually focus on specific area, right? They don't know, like,
Right.
there may be a exit in one of the highway, right? And doesn't have a subway for like 20, 30, 40 miles, and there's no subway there. And if you open a subway there, there's definitely going to be people, and then have a sign up there, people going to come by. And you need to know the traffic, kind of like you need to do some your own due diligence research and stuff like that, to understand the traffic, the how many people are coming in, all those things. But you can still make money using the subway. That's what the market is. Every time there's always a place to niche within each one of them that's failing. You still have somewhere you could still thrive.
And something I actually want to validate or endorse what you said, Venkat. I went to a franchise expo about a few months ago, and the franchise expert said exactly what you said. All the good locations are taken. When I actually asked her specifically about Subway, and she right away said, "Don't do it," because all the spots are taken. All the
Right.
good places are taken. So I want to endorse what you said, and also in that that expert shared with us that there is a sweet spot when it comes to franchise investing. So 100 to 250K, 100 to 250,000 is a sweet spot that all of most of the interested parties will look for. But you don't even have to go up to that extent, like you said. If you look at Franchise Direct, franchisegator.com, or the other websites that we shared, you can actually find the franchise that fits to your budget. So you don't really have to go to even that soft corner or the soft spot of 100 to 250K. And again, like you said, and like she said, the franchise expert, good locations are already taken. So it's always better to recommendation. These are only our this is our way. It's always better to keep that in mind. That's true
Right, yeah.
statement.
There's always a way around, guys. So think about it. If you want to stick with the fast food industry or food industry franchise, you could do ice cream truck, ice cream place, right? I've seen, like, you probably seen it. Like, there are like 100 people or 200 people queuing up on that ice cream place
Right.
during the summertime. Not even summertime. Sometime in the nighttime or winter time, right? So I've seen people. It's crazy
Yeah.
out there. Sometimes. So just think, and think outside the box, and think about like where, like just observe everything that you are seeing outside. Like if you see some restaurant is always crowded, just think why it's crowded, and just take that thought into your process,
Absolutely.
and then decide based on that. You could have ice cream truck, a food truck that's low cost, and also it's more of a demanding. People like food truck. Just take your food truck to the place that everybody's working, like 100,000 people working in a place in a downtown. Just drive through, just stay there for a couple hours only for lunch and come back. That's your business,
Yeah.
and you could make $1,000 a
Right.
day in that.
Yep.
That's
And
just think and work it out. So then let's move on to the next one, right? So the next one is something like everybody needs. Again, like every house, as we I think mentioned before, like 150 million houses in US, right? 150 million. Every house needs cleaning, right? Every house
right.
probably need cleaning every week sometime, and our monthly, our quarterly, right?
Right.
So, and I don't think there are many cleaning companies. People always ask in the Facebook groups, or recommendation for a cleaning people, and there's always like demand. Like they always say that they are booked for next month. They are booked for 2 months, 3 months. So it's guys,
Right.
this is a best opportunity for franchise. Taking a franchise on the cleaning business, right? It's very high demand and very very low cost franchise fee, and they also provide training. Like you don't know anything about cleaning, let's say, and they actually provide training. They provide equipments to you, and they provide support. They have their own brands and stuff, but you cannot have your own name to it. But for example, like a Maid Simple, and you got Maids and Mary Maids, Molly Maid. So you probably seen all
On.
these things, cars driving by in your neighborhood, and you probably got like pamphlets in your mailboxes, like for carpet cleaning and stuff like that, right? So all these are coming, all these are franchise, and you just have to pay a little fee to it, and they will send you, all these materials to you to brand it yourself, and just put your name on it, and then you run the business, and
Yeah.
you keep the profit, and they might need a little bit royalty fee based on what kind of franchise you chose, but you can check on the sites that we mentioned. That's a pretty good business to start with, and people have made several thousands of dollars just by doing. And you don't have to do it. You can hire once after some time. You can hire somebody, a couple of people, reliable guys looking for work, and just hire them up, help them out, and once they become very well trained, and you can just ask them to manage other crews that are new people, right? And just
Sure.
become more big, and you can enlarge your territory where you're going to going cleaning, and you can have a Groupons to it, add Groupons, and so many things you could do it to improve your business.
And like you said, Venkat, all the things that we have shared so far, toys, vacations, fast food, cleaning, these industries, I mean, they're always evolving. No one is going to say, no, I'm not going to clean for forever, and I'm not going to clean my house anymore. No one is going to say that. And everyone uses fast food. Most of us, we do traveling. We do a lot of traveling. You have your own scales of doing it, but we all travel. We all go on vacations. We all eat fast food to some extent, and cleaning is needed. Toys, kids industry, it never goes down. So everything. That's why we wanted to share, guys. I mean, we don't want to just share something that we ourselves have not have faith in. So these are like we are recommending these because these industries are not gonna diminish.
Yeah,
It's
it's not
always
gonna
evolving.
die,
It's always
right?
evolving. Yeah, it's not gonna die. So
Right, yeah. So the last one is something that it's more specialized area. If you have, so everybody gets some talent, something they're really good at. It could be a technology, it could be electrical stuff, it could be plumbing, it could be handyman stuff, and anything on that sort, or it could be like they worked on a business to business B2B consulting kind of thing before. So this is more like a consulting franchises, right? And we wanted to recommend a technology consulting because that's where it's always going to be there. So like Randy mentioned, that we are recommending something that's always going to be there. It's not going to die. It's going to help you to survive even in a downturn, right? Something happens and the economy crash and people still have to eat. People still have to clean
Right.
up. People still have
That's a
to
great way to put it. That's a great way to put
right,
it.
travel, and they still have to buy kids. Kids doesn't know the downturn,
There's a
right?
crash. Yeah, exactly.
They always cry for the toys. So everything is kind of pull through methods. These methods. That's why we are recommending to you guys. Otherwise, we wouldn't say. But there are thousands of them. So not all of them will be successful. These will be successful if you try harder. Just follow our lead. So the consulting is basically like a technology consulting. Say, for example, you don't know anything about technology, you could actually hire a few people to it, right? Somebody maybe just graduated from college, community college in IT field, or maybe a college in the IT field, and they're not really perfect. They're not like an excellent student or anything. Maybe they are a good student or average student. They're okay to work, low wage stuff like that, because they're not finding job and they wanted to,
Start from
wet their
somewhere.
feet. Yeah. So because you can take them up and it's kind of you're helping them out, but also they're helping you out on your business. But if you worked on these things, technology aspects, something like basic things, like there are so many senior baby boomers in the US or other parts of the world. They don't know much about computer. They probably buy a computer, they wanted to watch something, or their grandkids bought some computer for them, a laptop for them. They don't know how to operate, and there is a antivirus they want to install. They don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
You just go and do those computer services, electronic repair, or they're like an iPhone, right? iPhone is broken, and it's very expensive iPhone, right? Phone is like $500,000. It's broken and no warranty on it, and you know how to fix it. You could charge like $100, $200, and it may only take you 5-10 minutes to fix it. You don't need to
Right.
explain that to the customer, really. So you just fix them up, and then you charge them whatever you want.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Right.
These are the good business, and you can actually work as a separate your own business. But there are franchise companies out there like You Break Fix, Nerds to Go, computer services, and there are like a home computer services, cell phone repair. You probably seen a Geek Squad in Best Buy. They're probably driving around all the time. So that means there is a demand for these kind of things, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And like you said, I mean, technology, right? It is this is it's again technology is the modern world is technology driven anyway. So things they invent things, and they can easily break down too. And you need people, and again, franchise is a great way because it's a already tested system. Instead of having your own, you have to, instead of you building your company ground up, you can always look for these opportunities because it's already tested and the training is provided. And I think we're done with our
Yeah.
five recommendations. First one is, you want to do a quick recap on everything, Venkat?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, again, don't try to focus on all these five. Just focus on something. All of them are different areas, so focus on something that you are passionate about. That way, you will be successful in doing this. Right. First
Yeah.
one is toys business. Second one is a vacation or travel franchise. Third one is fast food or any kind of food industry. And the fourth one is cleaning business, and then the fifth one is the consulting one. So that's choose the one that you like most, and just do all the research using those sites that we provide to you, and then you should be good to go.
Good to go. That's the word
Right.
from us, guys.
Right. Yeah. So Good. Everything is. I think whatever we talked about today. If you guys have any questions on any of these things, you feel free to leave a comment below this video, and we should get back to you with more details. This video we are trying to focus everything in 30 minutes, so that's why we were kind of giving you all the tidbits only. But if you need more details, feel free to contact us.
Sure.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.